Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. I'm amazed that some very intelligent, usually thorough people have made major life decisions quite simplistically. Well, here I offer examples and what I believe would be a wiser yet not overly complex approach to choosing a college, a career, and a spouse. We'll start with college. I've had clients choose a college based mainly on because their romantic partner, their platonic friend, or their parent went there, or they were unduly swayed by a pretty campus, a compelling salesperson, a tour guide, pretty campus, and, not surprising, it bearing a brand name. You might ask, but isn't brand name a valid criterion? After all, it opens up more career doors, and it simply feels better to say you went to Stanford or even UC San Diego than San Francisco State, Columbia than City University, New York, let alone Bronx Community College. Yet the advantages of even a designer label on the diploma, at least sometimes, they're outweighed by the following. More leadership opportunities. It's harder to get a leadership opportunity if you're among Ivy caliber people. Career door opening recommendations. And if you have an above average academic record in high school, a good discount. Maybe even a free ride. Speaking of discount, sticker price at a brand name private college runs $300,000 all in, assuming you graduate in 4 years, and many don't. In contrast, in many locales, community college tuition is near free, and as many community colleges do, you live at home, so the cost of room and board is minimal. Regarding career door opening, I know someone who had been admitted to one of the nation's most prestigious colleges, but chose to save her family the money and attended a state university where, in addition to getting a big discount off the already much lower sticker price, she stood out and got a reference from a professor who was a friend of Hillary Clinton, which got her an internship in the Clinton White House. The availability or reputation of a particular major is another factor that generally gets too much weight in choosing an undergraduate institution. At least half of undergraduates change their major at least once. Also, a prestigious department usually gets its prestige based on its research productivity, which can be inversely correlated to the attention that's paid to undergraduate instruction. For most applicants to undergraduate institutions, the following criteria are more likely to lead to happiness and success. First is selectivity. Some students are best as the big fish in a less selective pond. Other students do best when challenged to the max, and most students are best in the middle. A point before we go further about non-selective colleges, such as some public universities and colleges, and most community colleges. If you're a fine student, see if such a college offers what I call a patch of ivy, an honors program, an honors dorm, special co-curriculars, and so on. That enables you to get much of an Ivy's advantages with easier admissibility and at far lower cost. Another criteria that is valid for selecting a college is distance from home. Most students end up happiest at a college that's what I call laundry distance from home, far enough away to feel autonomous and not worry so much about mom and dad dropping in, but close enough to come home for a weekend if you want, and getting laundry done. Another factor that's worth considering is weather. Weather affects you every day. And since much of the school year is in winter, you need to ask yourself whether you'd be happier in the cold or indoors, or in a warmer winter locale. For example, these warm weather states have many colleges that attract out-of-staters: California, Texas, Florida, and North Carolina. A final criterion I'd like you to consider for choosing an undergraduate institution is city or country. Being in or near a city affords broader entertainment and internship options, but a college in a rural area usually has a more cohesive student body and the comfort that nature brings. Now let's turn to career. I've had clients choose their career based on the flimsiest of analysis. For example, I'm bad in science and I like to argue, so I went to law school. Or I wanted to follow the money, so I became an investment banker. Or I loved houses, so I became a real estate agent. Although I'm a career counselor and so might be expected to urge a very thorough process, especially in light of this little talk's urging of more thoroughness, for most people who are, say, 20 or older, I found that the wisest approach isn't very complex. Ask yourself which one or two of the following best reflect your abilities and interests: words, people, artistry, math, science, and computers, entrepreneurship, or office detail. With those as a filter, peruse the authoritative Occupational Outlook Handbook and or my more subjective Careers for Dummies. And for any careers that appeal, consult the websites that those books recommend for further information. Then just pick a career. It's usually wiser to then get started in becoming a go-to guy or a go-to gal than the likely benefit of further career exploration. And finally, I want to talk about marriage. Too often, people decide to marry while still in infatuation's throes, which worsens their assessment of the likely long-term reality. Or aware of time passing, the clock ticking as they say, or seeing their age peers marry, they settle for the first decent prospect that's willing. Of course, emotion matters, but especially given the 50% divorce rate and the unhappiness among many in the other half, it's wise to actually rate your partner rationally on sexual compatibility, the compatibility of your arcs. Is your arc, as time goes by, staying roughly the same? Or are they diverging? Your out-of-bed compatibility, your lack of a fatal flaw, your partner's lack of a fatal flaw, for example, an anger problem or substance abuse problem that's serious. Ability to contribute to family income. And kindness, including they're loving you enough to give you some, but not too much slack when you're not perfect. Of course, planning reaches a point of diminishing returns and may even be counterproductive. And some people will, no matter what, quickly go with their gut. But my clients have found that the aforementioned moderately analytical approaches to major decisions yielded greater happiness and success. And of course, I hope they will be for you and for those you care about. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially like it if you hit the share button below, share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.